Here's the thread. What is this? Some of these stories that these ships were in service here, and at some point in history this country brought ships there, and as such they might have done so with these in an alternate universe seems a bit far-fetched. It's not a big deal, but it made for a wonky read. Okay, now I'm curious. It's a big deal considering Wargaming was directly given the actual idea for this line, which were passed on to the devs, and instead we were given this completely ahistorical trash. I know for a fact this went from the Lat AM's community manager to the devs and it was completely ignored. They could not have done this worse if they tried. We actually passed that whole line to Wargaming through the Lat MCN 2 years ago and we were told it was delivered to the dev research team. No damn excuse for this shit. Imagine literally not even having to do any of the research work for a line, nor coming up with the ships and where to put them, only to just toss it away and do it yourself anyway and create a shittier version. Interesting. Why was the historical proposal ignored? This is why I hate when Wargaming uses historical things, or the historical argument, because you know that they pick and choose history whenever they want to. Whenever it's convenient. Whenever it's convenient. As a former CST rep and privateer for a while, let me answer this one because they don't give a shit. Interesting. Oh, okay, this, whoa. Okay. Oh, we're gonna go back and watch this. This is spicy. This is spicy. This looks like a classic case of Wargaming getting... What kind of proposal was this? Wait, oh shit. Holy shit. What the fuck is this? Oh, this is whoa, compilation of this, how it's designed, the entire line, potential premiums, the historical ships with all their details, the blueprints. Holy shit. Holy shit. They did it. Wow. This looks like exactly like the kind of community effort I see Wargaming ignoring. This looks exactly like the kind of community effort I see Wargaming absolutely ignoring. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Oh man. Yeah, they fucking made the whole line with details, everything. All the research done for them. Oh man. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And then they wonder why more and more people like dislike the way they operate. Gee, I wonder why. Might it have something to do with how you fucking treat your player base? Especially the most passionate ones in your player base. Like, the more passionate you are, the harder you get burned by wargaming at some point. It's literally like you got a stopwatch. The more passionate you are about the game, at some point they're gonna fuck you over and you're gonna have that aha experience. They don't give a shit. Let's see. A researchable branch of Pan-American light cruisers will be added to the game. We're sharing the first details. It will consist of ships and projects originating from different Latin American countries: Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Peru, Colombia, and Mexico. Please note that the branch is currently under development, so the models of the ships are still not finalized, and the gameplay concept of the branch may change during the testing. Okay. Wait, if they don't have the models yet, why are they already announcing it? Huh? Is this some sort of... They haven't done this before. So the models of ships are not finalized. That's the first time I think ever this has happened. Have they been losing a lot of South American players? I think that's what's been happening. Was Italian Bibis the same? I don't remember. Of some ships. We'll see which ships are there. The new ship's main battery guns will have a medium firing range and a good ballistics, which makes them effective at any distance. The guns also have a decent rate of fire. The cruiser's torpedoes have average characteristics. Their good concealment will allow them to get into a good position and be the first to strike when conditions are favorable to safely retreat if... Wait, what the fuck? Who wrote this? First of all, their good concealment will allow them to get into a good position and be the first to strike when conditions are favorable or to safely retreat if necessary. Well... Okay, but I mean, what? I don't understand. It was a live LATAM game event yesterday where they announced this. Oh, it was probably for the event they popped it. Ah, interesting. I know that those specific proposals were provided directly to the devs via Maredraco, so there's no excuse of miscommunication BS. I've heard that Maredraco isn't exactly the most popular CM in the world. That's what I've heard. A distinctive feature of the branch will be the presence of combat instructions. Wait, they're giving them a gimmick? However, the branch concept is still under development, so we'll share more details once it's closer to completion. Funny button. An entire line with a funny button now? I don't like this funny button shit. It's devolving more and more from a ship game and more into an RPG where you're sending spells at the enemy. Like I cast spell of better penetration and higher damage. Like, no, don't do that. That's fucking stupid. I mean, that's what it feels like when suddenly an AP shell gets more penetration, or suddenly an HE shell gets more penetration. Like, there's no fucking logical thought behind that. It's just, why wouldn't they always use that? Like, it's just magic spells, and the game is evolving more and more into the concept of these magic spells, and I don't like it. Like, the entire sector reinforcement, the AA sector reinforcement, is the dumbest shit ever, where like, oh, planes are coming, I cast the spell on one side but I nerf the other side, because why? Does the crew run over? Like, the direction is awful, if you ask me. The direction is awful. And Conde's Burst Fire gives it better accuracy. I know, like, the better accuracy? How is that not just a magic spell? Are they intentionally firing with poor accuracy? Until they decide now it's time? Fucking hocus pocus, abracadabra, our dispersion got better? Like, it's dumb. It's fucking dumb. I know it's a game, I know it's an arcade game, but I feel like we're devolving from the area we're in into, like you might as well fucking add dragons at this point. Ship consumables will include repair party and a choice between hydroacoustic surge or defensive AA in a single slot. Pan American Cruiser Hercules. Whoa. Whoa, wait, these are really early in development. What? Okay, interesting. A river-class frigate built in Canada in 1942 for the British Navy under the name HMS Adour. Okay. After the war, she was decommissioned and sold to Argentina. Okay. So this is a British Navy ship built in Canada. Fair enough. Almirante Barroso, Tier 2. Armored cruiser Almirante was built by order of Brazil in Great Britain and served in the Brazilian Navy. Okay. Pan American cruiser Vicente Guerrero. Okay. I'm probably butchering a lot of pronunciation. Sorry about that. Version of the light cruise. This is a version of light cruiser Nevada that served in the Spanish Navy. The Spanish built ship was based on the British Birmingham class light cruisers, 3 ships and 2 servant. Okay. Rename Navarro. Wait, what? It had good navigability and relatively high speed for the 1920s. Since Mexico ordered gunboats and patrol ships from Spain in the first half of the 1930s, it can be assumed that they could have also purchased a ship of this type. What? What? If my dad had wheels, it could be assumed that he's a bike. What the fuck? This makes no fucking sense. Mexico ordered gunboats and patrol ships from Spain in the first of the 1930s. It can be assumed. No, what do you mean it can be assumed? What the fuck? What a nonsense argument. You get the reference? I love that fucking clip. I love that fucking clip. Makes me laugh every time. I keep getting recommended it on YouTube and I crack up every fucking time, man. Mixi could also have bought the CV from Spain at this point. Like what? What is that argument? Pen Cruiser Cordoba, Tier 4. Man, does any of these ships have textures yet? The ship is the equivalent of the British Tier 4 cruiser Dana. In 1925, two D-class cruisers were transferred to New Zealand, and in 1943 to 44, two more were to the Polish Navy. By the early 1930s, the D-class light cruisers, a total of 8 were built, were already outdated and could be sold or transferred to a friendly country. As for the name, in the 20th century, a number of Colombian Navy ships were also known as Cordoba. Wait. Could be sold or transferred to a friendly country. Is that the argument for the what? What the fuck is this? This is turning into a really stupid devblog. What is this fucking fantasy assumptions? What the fuck is this fantasy assumptions? Could be sold or transferred. Yeah, sure, they could be, but is that a basis for adding a fucking ship to the line? Like, what? Especially when they had that entire tech tree proposal with actual ships. What? What the fuck? Pan American Cruiser La Argentina, Tier 5. Again, no textures. A dual-purpose ship, light cruiser and training vessel, La Argentina was designed and built for the Argentine Navy in the UK on the basis of the light cruiser Arethusa. It entered the Argentine Navy in 1939 and served until 1974. The ship is represented in the game as of 1939 based on based on the original blueprints from British archives. So an actual ship here. But I mean, why would they make the low-tier ones fantasy ships? Because usually low-tier ships in the texture line are the easiest to actually use real ships for. This is like the first actual ship here. Pan American Cruiser Almirante Cochrane, Tier 6. Because they want to copy pasta. That's what I'm thinking. They literally just wanted to copy paste the ship that already existed, and they just fucking pulled something out of their ass. Cochrane, and Almirante Cochrane. Okay. The ship is the equivalent of the Italian premium 7 cruiser Duca degli Abruzzi. Oh, copy pasta again. Pasta. The main difference is the number of guns. Abruzzi has 2 3-barreled and 2 2-barreled, while the Cochrane has 4 2-barreled. Okay, so 1 less gun on 2 turrets. Ships of the Chilean fleet were generally ordered from other countries, so it can be assumed that a smaller version of the cruiser Duca degli Abruzzi could have been ordered from Italy. What the fuck is this line? What the fuck is this? Ships of the Chilean fleet were generally ordered, so it can be assumed could have been. Oh my, why even fucking write this entire bullshit text? Why even write all of this? I would have had more respect for them if they just wrote, "We pulled it out of our ass, Lamau." Like, that sentence would have given me more respect for this company than this entire fucking line of bullshit, man. Oh my god. What the fuck? Like, they actually had navies to use. Why make up fantasy? I guess because they want to copy-paste. That's why they made up. I think they were under some heavy fucking deadlines to get it done for this LATAM fucking stream or whatever. I don't know why they thought it was so important to get it done for that. And they just pulled these copy pasta ships out of their ass instead of using the proposal that was given to them 2 years ago. What? They didn't run out of real ships. There's plenty of real ships in these navies. What the fuck? Ships of the Chilean fleet were generally ordered from other countries, so it can be assumed that a smaller version of the cruiser Duga could have been like fucking holy copium, man. Thomas Cochrane, famous British admiral and hero of the Chilean War of Independence, is considered the father of the Chilean Navy. Oh my god. Coronel Bolognese. I might have eaten this cruiser the other week. Is this like is this gonna be the definition of a copy pasta chant? They literally name it Bolognese. Whoa, wow, these are so they haven't textured shit on this. What the hell is this? Wow, they're so early in development. This has some changes. A Fiji class, oh boy, here we go. A Fiji class light cruiser that was built in Britain and entered service in the Royal Navy in 1943 under the name HMS Ceylon. She was transferred to the Peruvian Navy in 1960 and is named after the Peruvian national hero Colonel Francisco Bolognese. The cruiser Colonel Bolognese, why is it Colonel? Like, well, here it's written, Colonel is written correctly here. But it's like Coronel Bolognese. In game, she's presented as of 1960. Okay. Did they do any changes to her? Dude. I'm somewhat amazed that they're copy pasting ships and they're still this fucking early in the texturing and shit. Like, I kind of understood if they were building them from scratch, but what the fuck? What, have they lost a lot of people or something? What the fuck has been going on? Pan-American cruiser Ignacio Allende. Tier 8. This looks like Worcester turret on a Cleveland hull. Huh? What is this? Ignacio Allende. From August 1941 to July 1943, American designers prepared 9 draft versions of this cruiser, armed with 152mm Mk16DP guns and twin mounts. Most of them, according to the Department of the Navy requirements for the number of main guns, carried 5 to 6. The problem was that the installation of so many 200-ton emplacements and the corresponding ship's armor resulted in a displacement and size increase that was quite excessive for a light cruiser. Attempts have been made to correct it by reducing the number of main guns. In August 1943 and spring 1943, drafts on the letters Z and H. Okay. 8 guns and 4 turrets. In reality, they were rejected because, in the opinion of the ratio of displacement to the number of guns, made such a ship inefficient. As a result, the Worcester class, with its 6 turrets built in 1948, was the largest light cruiser in the world history, comparable to the heavy cruiser Baltimore. Our model shows what this type of cruiser with 452mm main battery guns might have looked like had it been built in 1948. What? Okay. That's a lot of might and could have. After World War II, the United States wildly practiced the transfer of warships to other nations. These were ships put into reserve after the end of the war that were quite often modern surface combatants. Aircraft carriers were transferred to France, cruisers to Argentina, etc. For example, Mexico received 4 Tacoma-class frigates and 14 submarine hunters. Based on this, we can assume... Holy... This devlog, the keyword here is fucking assume for sure. Based on this, we can assume that the Mexican fleet could also be strengthened by the latest US-built light cruiser. Not quite as huge as the actual Worcester, but quite suitable for the role of the most powerful ship in Central America. If my aunt had balls, she might have been my uncle. This reads like really bad forum fanfiction. Which is interesting when you consider they had all this actual research to use. This pre-made research dating years back, made by people who live there and who are passionate about the game. And this is what they decided to use instead. Jesus. Holy moly. Pan-American cruiser Santander, Tier 9. 9 Tier 9 cruiser Santander. 9 Tier 9 cruiser Santander, Tier 9. 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 9 Tier 9 Uh-oh. No, no. Jesus. One of the preliminary designs of the Worcester-class cruiser from 1948. During the preliminary design process, the U.S. Department of the Navy considered the possibility. Here we fucking go again, boys. Considered the possibility of building a 3-gun 152mm main battery turret instead of the final twin turret for this cruiser. But the idea was abandoned due to the complexity of the task and the uncertainty of the terms of its implementation. The Santander is a model of what a Worcester-type cruiser with 352mm turrets could have looked like by 1948. Jesus, we're full-blown fucking... We're in fantasy land with magical spells for sure, man. The Colombian Navy could have... Of course they could have, man. There's a lot of things that could have happened, but fucking didn't. The Colombian Navy could have received such a cruiser from the US with the same logic as Mexico could have with the Allende. Are you literally building on your own fucking shitty arguments to justify this thing? Oh no, they're literally building on their fucking dog assumptions from earlier. The ship is named after the national hero of Colombia, hero of the War of Independence, and Prince Francisco de Paula Santander. No fucking way. Oh no. So what's the tier 10 gonna be? Is it gonna be a Super Worcester that could have possibly been assumed to have been built and obviously conveniently could have been decided to be gifted to the Pan Americans for God knows what fucking reason? San Martin. Okay, here we go. Show me my Super Worcester. Another version! Another version of the Worcester. Oh, they're getting fucking predictable now, aren't they? Another version of the Worcester-class cruiser design, this time from 1949. Wow. That's awesome, Leon. Thank you, Dutchman, and thank you, Tactical Fried Chicken. Oh. The cruiser is a further development of the Worcester-class cruiser. Of course it is. And why would you give away such an advanced ship, I wonder? The general layout and architecture are similar to Worcester. The propulsion system has a similar layout to that used on the Worcester-class cruisers, but is improved relative to the prototype and give up to 145,000 horsepower and speed of 34 knots. In order to reduce the space taken by the funnels in the superstructure, the decision was made to unify them into a single funnel. The Argentine Navy could have purchased such a cruiser from the USA after the war, as it happened in reality with 2 Brooklyn-class light cruisers in 1959. Oh, of course, well, if they sold a Brooklyn-class light cruiser, then surely they're gonna sell their Super Worcester as well. The ship was named after the national hero of Argentina, one of the leaders of the War of Independence of the Spanish colonies in America in 1810. Oh my fuck. Oh shit, dude. Oh no, are they gonna give even further reason to not play the Worcester? That's probably what they're gonna do, aren't they? Holy shit. Man, the could have line. Holy shit. That is pretty fucking hilarious. That is no wonder they're pissed, man. No wonder they're fucking pissed. Like imagine doing this instead of this entire thing of actual ships. The only paper ship here was this thing. Concept, and that's a concept ship. Everything else were actual ships, like, but no. We're not gonna do this. We're gonna pull copy paste out of our ass. Holy shit, man. Oh my lord. Why does this thing have torp to us, by the way? It's the Worcester with torps. It's Worcester with torps. Interesting. What the fuck? What the fuck, man? Oh my lord. Oh my lord, that's fucking hilarious. You want clarity. We want clarity. We would love to know why so many of our proposals were completely disregarded. I can name multiple examples of how much Wargaming has failed to do their history homework. First of all, Wicker's design is nowhere to be found. It could and should have been present as a high-tier Argentine ship armed with 12 guns, not too far from the Neptune, but still an original project. The Venezuelan post-war CL project is also not here. There is no Bahia for Brazil. Instead, you put in Barroso, and when we already have her sister ship. If you were going to add another ship of the class, it could have been like you guys stole a Spanish ship to give it to Mexico when Mexico had a real design that could have fit at the same tier with a few made up modifications. You guys made up a Dane for Colombia when you could have instead added an enlarged HMS Cassandra for Uruguay, which was actually offered by Wickers. You guys made a full line of UK-US based ships, but crammed an Italian ship for Chile for no reason, since Chile was far more likely to buy from the UK and had actually been offered multiple CL projects by Wickers. Everything I just mentioned could have been learned simply by reading a single book. British Cruisers, 2 World Wars and After. But the biggest insult of all, you made the high-tier ships be post-war US-built light cruisers, instead of British-built like the aforementioned Venezuelan ZL and Argentine 112 4A projects. When the US was pressuring nations like the UK to not sell large ships to Latin American countries, you made the nation that put the most effort in slowing down our naval development to halt into our main post-war ship provider. There was no effort in being even remotely historical with this line, and it is insulting to us Latvian players that Wargaming would pretend otherwise. What is this? What is this document? Foreign Relations. 1959. Department increasingly concerned seemingly indiscriminate to offer naval vessels by UK to LA countries in disregard economic drain and danger armaments race, increasing tensions. Wow, wait, they were against it? They were hard against it. They were hard against it. And now Wargaming has made them the #1 provider. Oh my god. This is why it makes me laugh when Wargaming goes like, yeah, we had to remove flak from Polo Emilio because it wasn't historically accurate. Okay, thank you, Wargaming. You seem to care a lot about history, man. Maybe it's just me, but a lot of the new ships are just copy-paste ships or hulls with different gimmicks. Yep. I mean, that's literally it. This is the least amount of effort for them. Like, the most effort they spent on this line was writing that fucking fantasy fanfiction we just read. That fanfiction we just read was probably the most effort they put into that line. Historical context, wow. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. But South America definitely had enough modern contemporary ships to fill. Yep. Simply don't get it. Why add so much imaginary ships that could have, and not adding any of the Brooklyn class or St. Louis that were actually transferred there? No Tre Kronor, Bahia, or Edmund Brown. Oh my lord. Wow. 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 Well, I'm sure that line is gonna drive a lot more players in from South America into playing the game. They will really they will love to see some American built ships that they can represent their country with. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Another fucking success story.